Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The night of January 20, 1881.
Valerie.
Oh, Mr. Clyburn. Guess you didn't expect to see me back in this town. Do you know where Clay Hollister is?
I suppose he's in his office, isn't he?
Window's dark.
He's coming across the street now.
Gotta talk to him alone. I'm a little scared.
Why?
Sort of wore out my welcome with the law here in Tombstone.
Clay wasn't just the law to you, Belle. Well, I guess I'll be going. Lock up for me, will you, Clay?
Hello, Clay.
Belle. Thought I recognized you. Saw you riding in.
I wouldn't have come back here, but I'm in trouble.
You've been in trouble for quite a while. You don't have to ruin a good horse just to prove that.
It was the horse or me. He's following Clay.
Ben Quaid?
Yes, but he won't ride into town. He's afraid of you. That's why I had to come to Tombstone. He'd hunt me down anywhere else. You can understand that.
Can I? I've tried to understand a lot of things about you. Like why you ever took up with him.
I don't know. Let's say a girl sometimes feels too much and sees too little. I made a mistake, I know it. I've got a chance to correct that mistake. My sister's coming to take me back east.
Do you mean it, Belle? When?
Noon stage tomorrow.
All right. You go on over to Nellie Cashman's Russ house. Nellie isn't there, but you tell Miss Bowers I sent you. I'll take care of your horse.
Thanks, Clay. For old times, Clay. And all times.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The morning of January 21, 1881. Hermit Mesa, a short distance from Tombstone.
Hi, Gus.
Oh, it's Mr. Ben Quaid back again.
Look, I got some sulfur from that old mine at Sulphur City. You got any finished powder you want to trade?
Yeah,
Real good stuff, huh?
the finest.
Well, I'll take that keg there. You lash it onto my horse so it'll ride real nice and easy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Quaid, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're burning up my plate. No. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. No. Oh, Mike. Mike. Oh, Mike. Mike.
You stopped for a mine blast.
Sounded like it came from Hermit Mesa. Gus Neff's powder depot.
Maybe a story for you, not a pretty one. Get your horse.
Ben.
Yeah.
Do you know, it was real lonely in Poison Town? I don't like for people to run out on me.
You don't like being shot at by Clay Hollister either. He knows I'm here, Ben.
Well, Hollister's over at Hermit Mesa taking care of a sick friend. Now you get your clothes, Belle.
I'm not going back with you, Ben. I told you.
I said get your things.
You're safe now, Gus. You're all right.
Why would he do such a thing?
Who, Gus?
Ben Quaid. I should never have done business with him.
Quaid.
Mm.
Harris, take care of him. Get him to a doctor.
Sure. What's on your mind?
Ben Quaid and Belle Reed.
He blew this place up to get you out of town.
He'll head for the border. And once he gets both boots in Mexico, he's free as smoke. Well, just maybe I can change his plans.
Go ahead, Clay. Gus will be all right.
Right.
Get out, Belle.
Clay, I've been hit. I'm sorry, Clay. Hurry, Clay, my sister. I want to see her.
You'll see her. I promise.
Miss Reed?
Yes?
I'm Clay Hollister, sheriff here in Tombstone.
My sister Isabel mentioned you in her letters quite often when she first arrived here.
Yes, she spoke often of you two.
Where is my sister, Sheriff? Why didn't she meet me?
Would you mind stepping into my office for a minute?
Yes, Sheriff.
I'll get her luggage and leave it at the Russ house.
Sit down, please.
Is there something wrong, Sheriff?
It's kind of hard to say.
Belle's had some more trouble.
Yes, ma'am. Belle's had some trouble.
Well, where is she? I want to see her right away.
She's in Doc Cunningham's office.
What are you trying to tell me, Sheriff?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Belle's dead.
But how?
From a gunshot wound.
Will you take me to the doctor's office, please?
Yes, ma'am.
The morning of January 22, 1881, Belle Reed was dead. Her sister Gwen had only partially recovered from the shock.
Oh, Miss Reed, come in. The wind's chilly this morning.
I want to thank you for all you tried to do for my sister, Sheriff.
Oh, I'm afraid I didn't help very much.
Forgive my directness, Sheriff, but Dr. Cunningham tells me that some in town here thought that you and Belle were going to be married.
Doc Cunningham talks too much. I don't mean that I didn't like Belle. I did. But she had her own ideas.
That runs in our family. I liked her too, Sheriff. I loved her. We've got to do something about her murder.
We, Miss Reed?
Please call me Gwen. Sheriff, after you brought Belle to the doctor's, why didn't you take some in and go after Quaid?
Well, because he would have been across the border into Mexico before I could have caught him.
Why didn't you follow?
I can't. Not wearing this star, no lawman can. Quaid knows that.
Well, a lawman can't. But a woman can.
You? Oh, Gwen, you're new out here, and you've been through a lot. You better let me handle this.
Sheriff, my sister was murdered yesterday. And I've got an idea how to get the man who did it. Are you interested?
Of course I'm interested. It's my job. And it's a lot more than that.
Quaid doesn't know my sister's dead, does he, Sheriff?
Oh, he's hardly the inquiring kind when he's being chased by a bullet.
And I look almost exactly like Belle.
When you got off that stage, you could have been Belle 16 months ago.
If I were to wear her clothes and fix my hair like hers, even Quaid wouldn't know the difference.
Oh, for a little while, maybe. But how would you find him? You don't even know what he looks like.
Now I do. And I'm not likely to forget.
Now, wait a minute, Gwen. Northern Mexico's a big country.
Dr. Cunningham tells me there's a ghost town just below the border. A kind of outlaw sanctuary around an abandoned sulfur mine. Used to be called Sulphur City. Quaid must have some contacts there.
Did Doc Cunningham tell you what folks call it now? Poison Town. It's a polite name for it. The devil himself has contacts there. Even the air smells of brimstone.
Quaid should feel right at home. He might even pay a call if he thought Belle was waiting for him.
There they are. All Belle's things. I've washed and mended her blouse, too.
You've been awfully kind, Mrs. Bowers. Everybody has. I don't know how to thank you.
Well, there's no need to try. Belle made some mistakes, but they didn't hurt anybody but herself. We all loved her.
If I had only arrived one day sooner.
Well, the wheel turns and the dice drop in. Plenty of people get hurt. It wasn't your fault. If you need anything, I'll be downstairs.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowers.
Clay, I'm worried about that nice Miss Reed.
Well, why, Miss Bowers?
Well, I left her a couple of hours ago, crying her heart out. She blames herself for Belle's death. So I went up just a minute ago to see if I could fix her some lunch. The room's empty. She left this for you.
She's left for the border. Yep.
Isn't that riding outfit that Belle was wearing when she died? She's wearing it, Clay. Her own clothes are on the bed.
She's gone to Sulphur City.
By herself? What for?
She thinks she can convince Quade's men that she's Belle. Get Quade back across the border.
That's like walking into the devil's living room.
Clay, you've got to go after her.
That's about what she figured.
Well, you can't take him in Mexico.
Well, I guess I'll just have to take a vacation.
Where's Quade?
Who wants to know?
You know who I am. Take a good look.
Get Quade. Tell him Belle Reed's here.
Right.
So you came back, pal? I figured you would. What about that sister?
Took one look at me and started crying. Then she began preaching how I disgraced the family. You know the name she called me.
Well, I'll make you forget all about that.
Yes, sir. Now, come here.
Ben, we've got some talking to do.
Well, you never were one for talking. Not my Belle. Except you ain't my Belle. You been playing that right through, huh? That face, his clothes, huh? You're the sister that came to take her away.
An hour too late. Yesterday, a bullet took her away.
In that ruckus with Hollister?
You can put another notch in your gun.
I'd rather see Clay Hollister dead than own all the mines in Tombstone. And if that's him, I'm going to get my wish. There's a lot of good guns out there. You and me, we're going to put them out into the open.
You are?
You and me, sister. Yeah. Now, because when Hollister hears a woman scream for help, well, naturally, he's just up and off.
Hollister. I can wait for him.
Drop the gun now, Quaid.
Don't shoot. I can't see it.
You can feel. I said drop it.
You're all right now, Gwen. Breathe deep. Fresh air. All right.
Goodbye, Mr. Clyburn.
Goodbye, Miss Reed. Best of luck.
I think I've enjoyed some good luck, provided by your sheriff.
We wish you wouldn't go.
In some ways, I wish I didn't have to.
Well, goodbye, Gwen.
That's from Bill and me.
Their sister's all right.
What do you mean by that?
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
June 15, 1882. A prison break in the Arizona Territory. Arizona Territory. 2 weeks later, June 29, 1882. Morning, Quint.
Hi, Harris.
How do you like the sheriff's desk?
Well, I don't like the responsibilities. How about a game of cribbage?
Yeah, I've got time for a game.
Good. It won't take me long to trim you. My deal.
Yeah. Any news from Clay?
No news. My crib. Well, there's nibs for a pair.
8.
16 for 2 more.
17.
18, 2 more for the pair of aces.
22.
Cribbage, huh?
Yep,
Who's winning?
I am.
We just started.
Telegram?
Sheriff in?
Out of town. Expect him back soon.
Oh,
Hey, wait a minute. Is that a telegram?
yeah, it's for the sheriff.
Well, I'm his deputy.
That's right. You're his deputy.
And when Clay's gone, I'm in charge.
That's right, Ben.
You know what I'm in charge of? The telegraph office.
Look, if it's personal, okay, but if it's official business, hand it over. Come on.
It's official business. It's addressed to the sheriff. So if you want to hear about the 4 escaped convicts heading east from Yuma, you just ask the sheriff when he comes back and picks up his telegram.
4 escaped convicts.
Heading this way from Yuma, huh?
How'd you know?
How'd I know?
Oh, well, I guess you can handle it.
And Ben and his practical jokes.
Pretty grim joke. 4 escaped convicts.
Yeah. I wonder what the odds are that... No, it's impossible.
What?
I was wondering what the odds are that Clay, riding down alone from Globe, might run into him.
Nah, I wouldn't book those odds. Look. Aces and 8s. Dead man's hand.
Where are you going?
I'm going to send a telegram to Yuma. I want more information about 4 escaped convicts.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. That same day, June 29, 1882, on the road to Tombstone.
On your feet, drop your guns.
Looks like we caught ourselves a lawman.
Maybe, maybe not. These can be bought or stolen.
That one wasn't.
Who are you?
I'm Clay Hollister. Who are you?
Where are you from?
I'm from Tombstone. You'll find out all about it.
Tombstone, huh? Now, that's interesting. Because that's what you're going to get out of this deal, mister. A tombstone. You did a good job on him, mister.
He was dead when I got here, and you know it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, check my guns.
You tell him the truth. I guess we get somebody else to thank. Toby?
I didn't kill Finch. I never killed anybody in my life.
Parker?
Well, I'd thought about it, but I didn't do it. That leaves you, Eggleston.
Not me, I like Finch.
Oh, looks like maybe he shot himself in the back, huh?
Maybe. Right now, we're going to take care of you, Hollister.
Kill him here.
Hey, what do you want to do? Go back to jail in a hurry? Somebody else might have heard those shots. Come on, let's go.
What happened to Carlson?
You a friend of yours?
That's right.
Well, he had quite a place here, stacked with provision, a fortune, and silver. Murder was a habit with Finch. Time to that bed.
You do everything they tell you to, Toby?
Shut your mouth.
What'll you do if I don't? Kill me?
Hold it, Toby. He's needling you.
Yeah? Then you tie him up.
Well, why tie him up? What are we waiting for? If you kill me, you're going to have to kill both of them. What do you mean?
If they get captured, they'll testify against you. And you'll hang for murder.
I wouldn't put it past you. Get rid of me and the silver's a two-way split. Maybe Finch wasn't the only greedy one around here, huh?
Finch wanted too big a share. I only want what's coming to me.
That's what I want. I plan to get it.
Oh, they'll give it to you.
You're working hard, aren't you, Sheriff?
You got a gun, Eggleston, you kill him.
What's the matter? You scared? You weren't scared of Finch?
Go ahead. You do it. You better remember, Eggleston. You got witnesses.
I got a way to settle this. Low card kills.
I'll settle for that.
Yeah. Then Lady Luck killed him. I can tell you right now who's going to lose. And Lady Luck won't have anything to do with it. Clay back yet?
Not yet. Anything on your mind?
Same thing that's on yours.
Another wire about those 4 escaped convicts. They tracked them as far as Cochise County, where they broke into a general store for guns and supplies.
I remember this one, Finch. Read about the trial. He's a killer, Quinn.
Know anything about the others?
A little. Finch is the only out-and-out killer. The rest are borderline cases.
Well, maybe that's why they're heading for the border, huh?
Yeah. Let me know when Clay gets back.
Maybe I ought to send a wire to Globe.
What for?
Well, if they are still in the county, well, who knows? 4 against 1's pretty rough odds.
Cochise County covers a lot of territory, Quint. And if Clay does meet up with them, it wouldn't surprise me if he came riding into town with 4 prisoners.
I still think I'll send a telegram.
It's not necessary. I already have.
All right. Low card kills. Turn them over.
King. Three.
Seems like I got a good chance of being the middleman. Nine. Looks like you're elected, Toby.
So Eggleston dealt, huh? Well, like I told you before, I knew who was going to lose. They're getting ready to shoot you in the back right now.
Why, you...
All right, Toby. Now.
You dealt. Why didn't we cut?
Maybe you were afraid to. What difference does it make anyway?
Plenty. This time we cut. What are we going to do? Keep cutting cards until it comes out the way you want it to?
All right, I've got it. 3 guns, 3 bullets. We'll draw together. He gets them all.
June 29, 1882. Mid-morning in Tombstone. Clay Hollister was several hours overdue.
Any news from Globe?
According to this answer, Clay left Globe before dawn.
Should have been back a couple hours ago.
Yeah. Going somewhere?
Taking a ride.
Any place in particular?
North.
Think you might meet Clay riding in?
Maybe. Where are you going?
Keep you company.
Oh, suit yourself. I'm just riding out to exercise my horse.
Well, why the shotgun? Gonna force him to exercise?
Well, you know, I'm not superstitious, Harris, but I still don't like the idea of that dead man's hand showing up.
I don't like it either. If anything does happen to Clay, it's your fault.
My fault?
Sure. You're the one suggested that game of cribbage.
You're real funny, Harris.
Draw at the count of 3.
May I stand?
Go ahead, Hollister. Well, at least I got one consolation. Finch's killer will make sure that the other 2 of you keep me company. Of course, whoever the other 2 of you are, you could stay alive if you turned the killer over to me. You could be in Mexico with the silver by the time I could follow you. Start counting.
Hollister, you just give me an idea. A 50-50 split of the silver is better than a bullet. Toby killed Finch. We killed Toby in self-defense. That puts us in the clear.
Yeah, once we get rid of the witness. Killing me isn't going to save you from a bullet in the back.
He can trust me.
Sure he can. Just as much as you can trust him.
I'm the only one that knows his country, Parker. You're never going to see Mexico without me. You have to trust me. What about it?
What about him?
Well, we'll take care of our friend accidental-like. Outside. Come on, move.
Hold it. Ground's all churned up. Somebody heading for Tombstone. Changed their mind, went off in that direction.
Why? Nothing up there.
Yeah,
Think it might be Clay?
maybe. Let's go.
Well, let's dump him in the mine.
Later. You know how to set off an explosion?
There's nothing to it.
As long as you get clear before the dynamite goes off. There's nothing worse than being buried under tons of earth.
Well, take your time. Maybe you can think of something worse. I'm in no rush.
But we are. You stay here.
Sure. Sure, you stay here while he runs off with the silver. I'll go with you.
I can carry a few sticks of dynamite myself.
You might trip and fall. With the silver.
It's him, all right. Finch.
Prince, lots of them.
Yeah, and I think I know whose.
Yeah, maybe Clay's too.
Maybe.
His badge.
Maybe he's still alive.
Here it is. You wanted to come, you carry it. Keep your eye on Hollister while I find some fuses. If you can trust me that far. Give me a hand with this junk. These are too short.
I'll just tie a couple of them together.
Too many knots. Put out the fuse. This'll do it.
inside the morning.
Well, you got here just in time.
In time for what?
To cut the ropes.
These are the escaped convicts.
I don't know, I guess so.
Hands tied, no guns. All right, I give up. How'd you do it?
I had a little help. Greed, lady luck.
And maybe the dead man's hand. Who killed him?
I don't know.
I guess the Lucky Mule mine wasn't very lucky for anybody.
No, destroyed all of them, including Eggleston here. Say, Quint.
Yeah.
What were you doing riding around out here? Who's minding the office?
The office? We just rode out too. I'll be hanged if I'm going to worry about him next time.
I never did. I was just out exercising my horse.
Eggleston seems to have lost some of his confidence.
Well, I imagine he'll perk up in time to give some fast answers to the federal marshal.
They better be fast. Say, Quint, how about doing the rounds?
Yeah, as soon as we finish our game.
There's.
All right, why not? Day's shot anyway.
Well, I'm ahead. I've pegged 6 points.
Yeah, I know.
And you haven't pegged any.
I know.
Say, you're not using that same old deck, are you?
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's the one that gave you the aces and eights, the dead man's hand. There might be another one in there.
Say, Quint, if you don't mind, I do have a paper to get out tomorrow.
Yeah. I got my responsibilities, too.
You wouldn't be superstitious, would you?
Superstitious? Of course not.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Outside Tombstone, Arizona Territory, October 17, 1884. The foothills of the Mule Mountains.
Can you walk?
I don't think so.
Great.
A couple of shots will flush them out. Be careful and shoot high.
Careful. They're convicts.
They're on foot and they're unarmed. We don't have to push our advantage.
We better give ourselves up, Callahan. We'll never make it.
A bullet now or a noose later. I'll take my chances with a bullet. I'm coming out! Get down! Get down!
All right, McQueen, hold your fire. They're coming out.
That was murder. What kind of a deputy are you, anyway? The orders are dead or alive. Shut him down! Well, Holden?
I'll try it, too.
Well, we missed him. So I shot a killer. If you haven't got the stomach for it, then go back to Sonoyta and take that desk job.
Take your hands off me. You'll hear about it when I'm ready to quit.
You better give it some thought. A lot of thought. Fast.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Tombstone, the same day, October 17, 1884. Jim Patcher said you wanted me to come over as soon as I could.
Yeah, thought this would interest you.
Wanted dead or alive, Tom Holden, for a killing in the Wells Fargo robbery of April 23, 1882. Well, this is a couple of years old, I remember it. Holden was caught and convicted and sentenced to life in Yuma Penitentiary.
And 3 weeks ago, he escaped with 2 other convicts.
Oh.
And he's been wanted dead or alive again ever since, up until yesterday.
They caught him?
No, they found new evidence that he's innocent. Well, at least innocent of the killing.
I see. Well, it's quite a story, an important one. I'll wire Tucson and get all the facts and do it up right in the epitaph. Can I have this?
Sure. Where you going?
To send that telegram and get back to work. I'm up to my ears.
Harris. You gonna leave with half the story? They haven't caught him yet. There are 2 men following him. As far as they're concerned, he's still a killer.
And they'll take him any way they can.
Right.
Who's this Eli Parsons?
Oh, he's the sheriff of Sonoyta. The man with him's probably his deputy. They've tracked him as far as Cochise County, Mule Mountain area. Well?
Well, what?
Ready in, say, 15 minutes?
Make it 10.
All right. Oh, you know, I ought to get a year's free subscription to the Epitaph for this.
How do you figure that?
Well, it's the 3rd exclusive I've given you this year. 10 minutes.
A few hours later, near the foothills of the Mule Mountains.
Don't worry. Get your hands up, both of you. Now walk over and keep your hands high.
Take it easy, mister.
I said get your hands up.
What's the trouble here? Your boy. I'm Clay Hollister, sheriff of Tombstone.
Hollister, of course.
This is Ferris Clyburn.
Howdy.
Hello, Sheriff.
McQueen, what are you trying to do? Excuse my deputy, he's a little jumpy.
A little?
You take care of the horses, McQueen.
And that doesn't mean shoot him.
Well, there's no harm in being careful. We're on a manhunt, Sheriff. You could have been the man we're searching for.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Well, I understood the men that you're looking for are on foot.
All right, McQueen, take care of the horses like I told you.
Where'd you get that trigger-happy deputy?
McQueen, well, he was wished on me by the town fathers of Sonoita.
You mean he doesn't shoot at them?
No, he's after this. But welcome anyway, such as it is. Let's get on inside. Tell me, Clay, what brings you out here? Nothing happening in Tombstone?
Oh, I got a telegram from the U.S. Marshal in Tucson. He asked me to contact you about one of your escaped prisoners.
Well, Holden could be innocent then, huh?
Yeah, according to that, they've got new evidence, and they want to give him another trial.
Holden was convicted of killing a Wells Fargo agent. I was at the trial. They had a good case against him.
Sometimes the law makes mistakes.
Yeah, like anybody else, I guess. McQueen? Yeah, you better read this. Might help calm down that trigger finger of yours. Well, Clay, there's only 2 of them left now. We buried Seth Wheeler this afternoon. No sense going into details on that. Now, Holden and Callahan are on foot and unarmed. We should catch up with them by morning. And, we're giving Holden every chance to come in.
I'd say we already gave him his chance. And he didn't take it.
You got a personal grudge against him?
I never saw him before in my life. But he's a convict. Nobody's proved he's innocent yet.
Sounds like a coyote.
No, it's not coyotes.
Well, what is it, Sheriff? Owls?
Apaches.
Apaches.
Renegade Apaches have been raiding the prospectors in these mountains.
Well, I guess we don't get all the news in Sonata.
Subscribe to the Tombstone Epitaph.
How many Apaches are supposed to be?
Some say 15, some say 50.
That puts us about the same boat as Holden Callahan.
No, not quite. We've got guns and they haven't. But we got something else working for us. Apaches don't attack during the night. They'll wait for dawn. We'll just have to get up real early.
October 18, 1884. Sheriff Parsons followed the trail of the escaped convicts with an experienced eye. Their time was running out, and there was no trace of Indians or coyotes.
weren't armed.
Looks like they are. Maybe they got the guns from the people inside that cabin.
Yeah.
Clay, you keep us covered. Queen and I'll work our way in close.
Eli, remember, we want Holden alive.
Yeah. All right, Clay, you come with me. Queen, you give us cover.
Maybe you'd like us to surrender to them.
Eli, you talk to him from here. I'll circle around behind the house.
Clay, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be taking the chances here.
Well, you're not exactly home in bed.
Holden! We have new evidence in your case. You're gonna get a new trial. You hear me? Holden!
Hold it! Give me the rifle. Come on in.
How is it, Parsons?
It looks worse than it is.
Take him inside, McQueen. I've got bandages in my saddle pack.
Oh, are you a sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, catch them! Kill them! They killed my brother!
Clay, is this the sharpshooter?
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I thought they were coming back.
Who?
2 men. They came here this morning. They demanded food and guns and horses. Oh, we must fix that arm. My brother tried to stop them.
Gauze and bandages.
Thank you. But there was an older man.
Oh, that'd be Callahan, Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what the other man called him. He grabbed a gun from the table. He shot George. The other man tried to stop him. They fought. For a moment, I thought he'd killed the other man. Oh, am I hurting you?
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Then this Callahan forced the other man to go with him. They took our horses and rode south. They're probably dead by now.
Not Apaches?
I've seen them twice this last week. George and I were working a streak of silver south of here. The Apaches were camped out there one night. It's been so hard here. George tried. I'll be all right. Just give me a few minutes.
Well, what are we going to do with her? Can't leave her here, can't take her with us.
Clay, I'll stay here and help. I'm not good for much else.
Well, let's go.
Queen, remember, we're giving Holden a chance to come in, and don't you forget it. Oh, Clay.
Yeah?
Be careful, huh?
Are the Apaches?
No.
October 18, 1884, noon. The escaped convicts, now armed and mounted, left a trail that led deep into Indian country. Holden and Callahan?
I don't know. You take cover here, I'll scout ahead. And if it is Holden and Callahan, I want to take them without gunfire. No sense advertising ourselves to the Apaches.
Law. So you made it. You're as good as dead, Sheriff. I never saw so many Indians. You know something, Sheriff?
You ain't no different from me or them redskins. You shot down Wheeler when he tried to give himself up. My boots. They even took my boots.
What happened to Holden?
Bullet or a noose. I never figured on an arrow.
Is Holden still alive?
Gave him my gun. Told him to make a run for it.
Where'd he go?
Up there somewhere. What difference it make? We're all dead, man.
Must be a coyote.
Yeah, a coyote with a new pair of boots.
Let's get out of here.
Holden could still be alive.
Well, we won't be if we stay.
Then you go back.
Hey, up on the hill.
McQueen, take the horses, tie him out of sight.
Exactly what I had in mind. Can't interview the Apaches. Don't speak the language.
What are you worried about? Making their meaning pretty clear. We're sure of one thing.
What?
Queen's on our side for the time being.
Times when the sword is mightier than the pen.
Guess there'll be no holding you down after today.
Provided I live through it.
Holden's still alive.
How do you know?
Just saw him duck into a mine shaft up there.
Well, his chances of survival are better than ours.
Cost him too much. McQueen!
Yeah, I'm here. I'm low on ammunition. How about you?
Couple of rounds.
Look, let's get out of here before they come back.
You two stay here with the horses. I got some unfinished business. Holden?
That's right.
Where?
I'll take care of you.
Holden? Can you hear me? Holden! Save that ammunition. I got a telegram from the U.S. Marshal in Tucson. You're going to get a new trial. Can you hear me? Don't spoil it for yourself now. Throw out the gun and follow it.
One bullet.
Take care of himself. I know what I'm doing. You watch the horses.
I'm not armed. Well, they really shot you up good, didn't they?
I'm still alive.
Can you ride?
If I'm really getting a new trial, I'll walk to Tucson. That's him. He's the one that framed me for that Wells Fargo job.
Don't move, Hollister. A bullet can beat the fastest draw.
That's right. Now what?
Oh. Well, I'll just tell him that the posse and convicts were killed by Apaches.
And you were the only one that escaped.
That's right. I was lucky. Clay?
Your timing couldn't be better. Let's go have that leg taken care of.
Well, Hollister, this is my last official job. When I get Holden back to Sonoyta, I quit.
Oh, well, maybe you ought to think that over. You know, there's nobody in line for the job anymore.
No. McQueen wasn't right for it. Anyway, Sonoyta needs a younger man. Besides, I've made a business deal.
Oh, business deal?
Yes. I'm coming back and help Bess work the mine. You see, Bess and I are going into partnership.
Well, I'd say that you're not getting any older. Matter of fact, you're a lot younger. As a very attractive woman.
Thank you, Sheriff, but I do need help.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, and who knows about that mine? I wish someone would take a shot at me. Oh, well, you just keep writing those fiery editorials.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run up foul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
August 16, 1881. Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The height of a heat wave. The streets were nearly deserted. And the heat continued for the 10th straight day.
Oh, boy. I wonder when this is ever going to let up. Hades can't be much hotter.
Well, we're not alone. 105 degrees in New York, and for New York, that's hot. 103 degrees in Kansas City, 109 in Houston, the same in El Paso.
Can't you fellas think of anything else to write about?
Sure. President Grover Cleveland has instructed Secretary of State Baird to invite all the nations of the Western Hemisphere to a conference to discuss common peace and prosperity. That's on page 2. Everybody wants to read about the heat.
I know. It makes people feel better to know that other people are in the same kind of hot stew.
Well, now. Oh, it's awfully hot for a young girl to be out walking around. What can I do for you, ma'am? Here, now, are you all right? Oh!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
What happened? I don't know. She's all right, though. Just fainted.
You know who she is?
No.
You're all right, ma'am. Just take it easy.
There's a man who came into the lobby there. Hurry. Please hurry.
Harris, stay with her.
Dead?
Yep. And the cash drawer is empty.
Clean through.
Yeah, but not straight through. Quint, you're about the same size as Jenkins.
Just about?
And I'd say our killer stands well over 6 feet tall.
Why?
Because the bullet passed through the body on a downward angle.
Well over 6 feet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few people in town answer that description. People get into a little trouble every now and then.
Round him up. I want to see him in my office.
Likely.
You feel all right now, Miss...
Mrs. Curtis. Yes, thank you. Much better.
Mrs. Curtis, your husband, is he with you?
My husband died 3 months ago. I'm on my way to visit my sister Lillian in Los Angeles. But in this heat, I've been taking the journey in easy stages.
And you're staying at the American Hotel?
Oh, no, the Grand.
Well, then you were visiting somebody at the American?
Oh, no, I don't know anyone in Tombstone, Sheriff. I was just out walking.
In this heat, ma'am?
Well, I felt so cooped up these last few weeks in stages and hotels that I just felt like the walls were closing in on me.
Miss Curtis, can you tell us anything about the killing? Perhaps describe the man who fired the shot?
Oh, I wish I could, Sheriff. I was just out walking and I felt faint and I walked into the American Hotel and I heard a shot and I fainted and that's all I can remember.
Then you didn't see the man who fired the shot?
No, I didn't see anyone but the clerk.
And that was when you fainted?
Oh, yes, Sheriff, I told you that.
Oh, yes, ma'am, but I thought maybe you might have made a mistake. You see, we found you outside on the boardwalk in front of the hotel.
Well, I must have stumbled out into the street. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Mrs. Curtis. We'll talk a little bit later, perhaps tonight when it's cooler. 8 o'clock in my office.
Badge or no badge, Hollister, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm accused of murder.
I haven't accused you yet.
I ain't going to take it. You're going to have to gun me down, Sheriff.
I don't want to have to gun you down, but I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them.
Told you were drinking too fast for a hot day, Whitcomb. You're bound to get into trouble.
Trouble? The sheriff's trying to fit me for a rope.
Sam, when was the last time you saw him?
When your deputy here pulled him out of the Alhambra.
And how long had he been there?
Since it opened.
Are you sure?
Sheriff, it's a hot day. Too hot to lie.
All right. You.
I need something to wash away this crummy taste.
That kind of washing gives you an awful lot of trouble, Whitcomb. You better take it easy.
I didn't invent the stuff. I only sell it.
What about us?
Let's talk.
I'm thirsty.
You were the first person that saw Lola Curtis.
No, I wasn't. Jenkins' killer saw her before I did.
All right.
Me and Fred here was sitting over at the Oriental for a couple of hours. My clothes were getting kind of sticky with the heat, so I decided to go out and walk around. That's when I heard the shot, found her stretched out in the walk.
You were in the Oriental for a couple of hours and didn't leave? Not even once?
That's right.
Who saw you?
Everybody was there. Why don't you ask them?
I will.
You heard the bartender. It's too hot to lie, Sheriff.
Clay, you have a minute?
What is it?
The out-of-town papers just came in. I found something.
You can go now. We'll talk a little bit later, but don't either one of you leave town. An unknown killer roaming the streets of Houston during the midday heat shot and killed the Wells Fargo office manager.
Same thing in Kansas City, El Paso, and Dodge. Different locations, same crime. In some places, the killer struck more than once.
And look at the dates. This killer, whoever he is headed straight for us.
And now I understand he's here.
Fortunately for you, I am also.
Suppose you tell us about our good fortune.
Metcalf is the name, Douglas Metcalf.
And the business, Mr. Metcalf?
The Siesta Killer is my business, Sheriff. I'm an investigator for the Great Southwestern Insurance Company.
Insurance?
Yes. So far, he's hit 5 of the establishments we cover. Our company stands to lose some $27,000. And I stand to lose my job also. So you see, I have quite an incentive.
Yeah, so do I.
Shall we pool our forces for our mutual benefit?
Your credentials, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. What can you tell us about this killer?
Oddly enough, very little, in spite of the fact that I followed his trail here from Houston.
He's tall, very elusive. No one has ever seen him. And as far as I can judge, he works alone. However, there is one more point. He not only kills for money, but for the sheer pleasure of killing.
Well, on what do you base that?
Well, most of the murders were unnecessary. Most of the victims were elderly men. Our killer could have accomplished his end by a mere clout on the head, not a bullet.
That's true, Clay. Look at Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Yeah, Mark Jenkins, the clerk at the American Hotel.
If I may, Sheriff, my advice is that you check out every tall stranger in town and any alibi they may have, no matter how convincing they appear.
What about those two who were in your office a couple of minutes ago?
Adam Craig and Fred Bates?
How long have they been here?
Just a couple of days. Mr. Metcalf?
I know this man, Sheriff. At least I've seen him before. Houston, wasn't it?
I've never been there. I've never seen you before either, mister. Now get out of here.
I know it was Houston, Sheriff.
I said get out.
I could testify to it. Yes, indeed. I think at last we found our man.
You didn't have to shoot him. I was standing right next to him.
One of the rules for ripe old age is not to depend on others, not even sheriffs. When a man draws on me, I shoot first. And I might add, I think I've reached the end of my search.
Well, it's too bad we never had a chance to question him. We'll never know for sure now. You, get the coroner. Now, Craig, how long have you known him?
I just met him yesterday. We're staying at the same hotel.
Which one?
The American.
Let's take a walk over to my office.
Blazing hot afternoon of August 16, 1881.
Another empty cash register.
You smell that? Kind of a heavy scent?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Bates is dead, and Craig was with us when it happened. Looks like we've run out of suspects.
Ah, I knew I'd seen him before.
Fred Bailey, wanted for bank robbery in Houston.
As I told you, Sheriff, I never forget a face.
Clay, I just spoke to old man Fennedy. He was in Hafford's saloon opposite the Occidental. He says he heard the shot and looked out the window, but no one came out of that hotel.
The American and the Occidental. 2 hotels, 2 dead bodies, and 2 empty cash drawers in 3 hours. That's quite a day's work.
The question is it enough for him?
Maybe not. Most of the newspaper stories give him a 2-day operation. Houston, El Paso, Dodge.
There's only one way we can't play it.
How's that?
We'll try again. Notice. 2 different hotels, 2 different blocks. And nobody's seen the killer enter or leave.
Each of those hotels has a side entrance.
Yeah. It has to be somebody who knows Tombstone, knows the back alleys. Somebody who's been here more than just a couple of days.
Look, gentlemen, our killer is moving in a southerly direction. First the American Hotel, then the Occidental Hotel. It's my guess that he'll hit this block next, the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Has that a rear entrance?
Yep.
Well, your town is waking up, so I doubt whether you'll try any more today.
And we'll be ready for him if he tries again tomorrow. Gentlemen, let's keep this just to ourselves.
Naturally. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I think I'll go soak in a tub.
Did you notice?
What?
In all this heat, his collar isn't even wilted. Now, that's what I call a real cool customer.
Yeah.
Clay, maybe the killer has already left.
No. Somehow I just don't think he has. Well, folks, thank you very much. And if no one has anything to add to what's already been said, I suggest we break this up.
Would you care to join me for dinner, Miss Curtis? One of the features of Tombstone is the plum pudding of the Cosmopolitan, a specialty of the house.
I couldn't, thank you.
It'll give you strength to battle the heat.
No, I just couldn't really. I keep hearing that shot and seeing that poor man fall. I must confess, gentlemen, I'll be glad to be leaving Tombstone.
Well, you're leaving town, Miss Curtis?
Yes, I'm taking the afternoon stage tomorrow at 5.
Well, a word of advice, if you don't mind. Don't leave your hotel room tomorrow until you're ready to check out.
I think I've learned my lesson. Thank you.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I'd better just see you to your hotel room.
Good night.
Good night.
Sheriff, I'd like to stake out the Cosmopolitan with you tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Metcalf, on one condition.
Oh? What's that?
That you don't wear a gun. I want to take the Siesta Killer alive, if possible.
Agreed.
All right. I'll meet you in the hotel lobby around noon.
Fine, thank you. Good night, Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Clyburn. Good night.
It was my pleasure, Miss Curtis.
You made a conquest, my dear. The editor likes you.
There's a stage leaving in the morning. Let's take it.
But, Lola, dear, we haven't completed our business.
Well, I'm sick of our business. I'm sick of killing tired little old men. We've had enough.
Money, yes. But I get a lot more out of it. Douglas. Little Douglas. Big men patting me on the head. When they walk, they stretch their legs. I'm like a ridiculous popinjay trying to keep up with them. Mocking me, always mocking
You've had revenge and pleasure.
My dear, the siesta killer is a tall man, well over 6 feet tall. No one ever thinks of a murderer as a little man or a beautiful woman.
I've had enough.
Well, I haven't. You've evidently forgotten our little arrangement, my dear. You wanted money, plenty of it, and I wanted... Now, I've convinced Clay Hollister that the siesta killer's next target is the Cosmopolitan. But you will beware.
The Arcade Hotel.
You will leave this hotel exactly at 12 o'clock, noon. And you will exit by the rear door, and you will go to the arcade through the side entrance. You will follow the usual instructions. Is that clear, my dear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Pleasant dreams, my dear.
The morning of August 17, 1881. The mercury had already climbed above 90. You sure you have enough deputies staked out?
Never have enough.
Clint, you better get going. Right, Clint.
What do you think you're doing?
Not enough deputies.
Oh, you stay here. Somebody's got to mind the store.
The desk clerk was most happy to have the day off.
You're unarmed?
Well, you said no guns. That'll do nicely for both of us. Now, from here, you can see both the front entrance and the side entrance. You know, I'm beginning to enjoy this.
Jenkins didn't. Neither did Jim Patches.
Well, in the large scheme of things, they're unimportant. What really matters is the capture of this diabolically clever killer, the siesta killer. He's eluded me for 2 months. But now, here we are, waiting for him.
Is this the closest you've ever gotten to him?
Yes.
When was the last time that you crossed paths?
Dodge.
And what happened?
Oh, I missed him by 2 days.
Quint, I want you to hold down the desk here. Mr. Metcalf and I are going over to the arcade.
The arcade?
That's right.
But why?
Come on.
While we're here following some stupid hunch of yours, the siesta killer is most likely in the lobby of the Cosmopolitan.
Drop the gun, Miss Curtis.
You're wrong, Sheriff. Turn around slowly. Drop it.
Drop your gun behind the desk.
What made you suspect Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis in the first place, Clay?
This?
You remember there was a heavy scent of some kind near Jim Patch's body when we found him? I noticed the same thing last night on both Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis.
From that, you surmise there could be some connection.
Mm-hmm, that and a few other things. And I knew that there was only one safe place left for the siesta killer to hit. That is, if Miss Curtis were working with Metcalf. You remember she said last night that she wasn't going to leave her room today? So, since she couldn't go too far and risk being seen, it had to be the Arcade Hotel, just a few doors down from where she was staying.
Well, thanks, Clay.
For what?
You've just given me my headline. Death has a lavender scent.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, October 20, 1883.
Morning, Harris. Town all set for tomorrow?
Yeah, we're kicking up quite a fuss. Welcoming committee, brass band, the works.
Oh, I don't know. Governor Armstrong doesn't strike me as the kind of man who enjoys a formal reception. Gentlemen.
Governor Armstrong.
Mr. Clyburn and Sheriff Hollister, how are you? It's been a long time, hasn't it? You know Mr. Owens, our lieutenant governor.
Mr. Owens.
Gentlemen, morning. Say, you're about a day early, aren't you, Governor?
Well, we just figured that if anybody had any ideas about a formal reception, this would sort of head them off. After all, we're here on urgent business.
Yes, Mr. Clyburn, perhaps you could notify the mining people that we're here. Sort of move up the meeting.
I'll be happy to, Mr. Owens.
Excuse me.
Telegram for you, Clay.
Oh, thank you. Kansas Joe Barton's been released from Yuma Penitentiary. He's due in on the noon stage.
Kansas Joe. That was my last case as a judge, as I recall.
And as I recall, he swore that he'd kill you, no matter how long it took. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I want to make sure that Kansas Joe doesn't slip by his welcoming committee.
Welcoming committee, Sheriff?
Yes, sir. Me.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Noon the same day, October 20, 1883. The territorial governor was in Tombstone, and Kansas Joe Barton, a notorious outlaw who had sworn to kill him, was due into town on the stage from Yuma in a matter of moments.
Hold it, Joe.
What do you want, Hollister?
What are you doing in Tombstone?
Look, I don't have to stand still for questions no more. Not anymore from nobody.
You'll stand still for this one. I'm waiting for an answer.
Well, I heard from one of the other passengers you were expecting an important visitor. Maybe that's why I'm in town. I don't want to pass it by chance to meet him.
Well, I'm here to warn you. You stay out of trouble. That is, unless you liked prison life. Quint, you remember Kansas Joe, what he looks like?
Sure I do.
Good. Tail him. He's in town for some reason. I want to know what.
Right?
You say they first struck water in the contention mine.
About 20 feet below the 500-foot level.
My engineers claim it's an underground lake. Everyone struck water at about the same depth.
We figure we can lick it. 4 or 5 pumps in vertical series, starting at water level.
How deep could you go that way?
Oh, 1,000 feet, maybe more.
Sounds like a costly operation.
We're here for a more important reason, safety. Safety for the working men and safety for the employer. There are certain minimum standards of safety prescribed by law. Unless they're complied with, I refuse to let the men go down the shafts and work.
Governor, stock prices are dropping. Don't you think it'd be a good idea if you issued a statement, something to bolster public confidence?
Yes. After all, the facts are in, and I've had time to study them.
Well, good day, gentlemen. We'll talk again at the dinner tonight. Thanks for coming.
Okay, Governor. Good night.
Governor?
Well, Sheriff, how was your little private reception?
I can't say that Kansas Joe learned any lessons at Yuma.
Remember that day, Governor, that you sentenced him? How he was yelling threats and pulling away from the guards to get at you?
Yes, when you have hoodlums for enemies, I guess it just proves you're doing a good job. Harris, I want to thank you for letting me turn your home into a conference room, not to mention you're having us as house guests.
Well, that's my pleasure, Governor. Now, I have a favor to ask of you.
Certainly.
I'd like an advance copy of that speech you're giving tonight.
You already have it.
I already have it.
You're a writer, Harris. I'm counting on you for that speech, too.
You know, Governor, you're getting to be as good a politician as you were a judge.
telling me?
What are you doing here, Joe?
Look, you don't own this land.
Do you, Joe? Because if you don't, you're trespassing.
I've had a belly full of you and Hollister. You tell me again and I'll gun you down. Now go on, get out of here.
You must have liked Yuma, Joe. Looks like you're trying to get back there as fast as you can.
And that's about it, Clay.
You think he's setting up some sort of ambush out there?
Could be. Since Kansas Joe worked there before he decided to crack their safe, he should know the mine pretty well.
Well, American #1 is unsafe. At least for the governor. I vote we don't let him risk it at any cost.
I've eaten too much and I've talked too much for one day. You gentlemen will excuse me. I'd like to turn in.
Good night, Governor.
Governor, might I have a word with you first?
Well, certainly, if it's only a word.
Good night.
Night.
All right, Owens, I'm listening.
Well, sir, I just think we can assume that the new pumps American Mining will put in the mines will be safe.
We'll know that when we inspect the mines tomorrow.
Well, that's another thing, sir. I think it might be wise if we left the inspection of the mines up to the engineers, if I may say so.
No, I'd like to check the extent of the water in that mine myself.
Shareholders stand to be wiped out if you delay issuing a statement that the mines are safe.
And the men who work in those mines stand to lose their lives if that machinery isn't absolutely dependable.
That machinery, sir, has been tested and proved.
Not yet. Not in these mines. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Despite the vigilance of Clay Hollister, an attempt had been made to kill Governor Armstrong, and it had come within inches of being successful.
And suddenly, I knew that there was someone outside that window. Well, then I heard the glass crash, and I rolled off the bed just as a shot was fired.
There's not a sign. Mr. Owens, you say the first sound you heard was the gunshot?
Well, now, that may not be entirely accurate. I was asleep, I was restless, maybe dreaming. It's difficult to separate fact from fancy. Though I do know that I was on my feet when I heard the shot. And I went to the window, and I saw a tall man running for the street.
Tall? Did you notice anything else? His clothes?
No, I'm afraid not. I got the impression, though, that he was young. He had dark hair, like
Kansas Joe. And he might have gotten away from Quint.
Sheriff, I'd like to go with you.
Maybe you'd like to confront him with his intended victim.
All right, Governor.
What do you say, Lawman? Put up a shutout.
Well, I'll call you.
What do you got? Well, nothing much, really. Just a harem. 4 ladies and a 2-eyed king. Telling me can get to be expensive. All right, boys, come on, ante up. Think I'm Hollister with a couple of jacks.
You usually allow your deputies to associate with criminals?
On occasion. Let the sheriff handle this. How long you been here, Joe?
That's your bird dog here.
Been at it all night. I'm sorry to say.
All night? How about an hour ago? You leave the game for a while then?
Well, yeah.
Me too. Had to break up a fight out front.
Why?
Because just about that time, somebody took a shot at the governor here.
It's too bad he missed.
Your gun.
It wasn't Joe, Clay. He helped me break up that fight.
Why don't you guys sit down and join us? Your money's as good as anybody else's.
Don't push your luck, Joe. You may need it.
Any openers?
Morning, Quint. Found this under your door.
Where's Joe?
At the hotel, pounding his ear.
Morning, Sheriff.
Morning.
What's the matter? Armstrong, I won't miss you again. You'll leave Tombstone in a pine box, I promise you. Now can you lock him up?
Who?
Kansas Joe, he wrote this, and you know it.
I can't prove that he wrote it.
No, I suppose not. I guess all you can do is keep your deputy on him.
I was getting tougher all the time. He knows I'm trailing him.
You're not anymore.
I'm not?
I want you with me today in the mine.
Well, we've got a nice day for it. Looks like the mine people are late.
They're not coming, sir.
Who decided that? Well, I suddenly remembered that you don't like crowds.
Any other reason?
Yes, sir. Neither do I. Not today.
Quint, Cobb.
Let me have that pen.
Looks all right to me, Sheriff.
Governor, take a look over in there. Barton, I think you just killed the governor.
Were you trying to frame me for murder?
Hollister! Hollister!
He jumped us from behind, Sheriff. He done it. He bashed his head in with his gun.
Happened so quick, I didn't even have time to do anything about it.
Take it easy. He's lying. He bullexed him. You gotta believe me.
What? Take Mr. Owen's gun.
My gun?
You're under arrest.
You mean you're gonna take the word of a hoodlum in preference to mine?
That's right. How is he, Harris?
He's got a nasty bash on the head. His pulse is all right, though. We've got to get him to a doctor as soon as we can. Get something to carry him on. Make it quick.
You're making a big mistake, Sheriff, one you'll pay for. How do you explain Barton's being here if it wasn't to kill the governor?
Think back, Mr. Owens, about 4 years back. That payroll that Joe stole, the money was never recovered. Where'd you hide it, Joe?
Well, a friend of mine's got it. Took it to Wichita.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, I was just looking around.
Come on, Joe. Finish digging it up.
Okay, I'll level with you, Hollister. He wasn't a friend of mine. There ain't no money. He stole it from me.
Then maybe Mr. Owens is right. Maybe you did slug the governor.
Yeah, that's right. I did it. Just too bad he's still alive. Now, look, Hollister. I'm ready to take my medicine. You can put the cuffs on.
You heard him, Hollister. He's the one that tried to kill the governor. I've got all the witnesses I need to his confession.
Mr. Owens, you might have got away with this if you hadn't written that note.
That was Kansas Joe's note, and you know it.
I learned 4 years ago that Kansas Joe can't read or write. Put the cuffs on him, Quint. You won't have to make an X when I book you. You can sign your way.
your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, June 3, 1883. Well, getting all ready?
Yeah.
Need any help?
No, thanks, Harris. I'm all packed. Yeah, I guess I won't be needing this for a while.
Stop looking so glum. You earned this vacation the hard way.
Vacation. You know this is old Doc Cunningham's idea. You'd think to hear him talk that I didn't have another good hand.
Look, you've got a good deputy with two hands. You've never taken any time off before, so why don't you just relax and enjoy it?
Yeah. Well, remember, though, if you need me for anything, I'll be staying at the Travers Ranch in Tucson, convalescing.
Tracy meeting you there? You may decide to convalesce forever. Well, give her my best.
All right.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Tucson, June 4, 1883.
What'd you hurry, mister? Wanted to beat the stage into Tucson. Did I make it? Mm-hmm. Like a couple of minutes. You Ed Keel, ain't you? That's right. They gonna hang Willie? They already did. Well, I kind of figured it would. What I read in the Tombstone paper. Can't say as I'm surprised, though. Stick around, Sheriff. You may get a surprise yet. Don't forget what happened to Willie. I don't plan to forget. But you got enough to do in your own town, Hollister?
How you doing, Ike?
Stop one, huh?
Yeah. Say, you haven't seen Tracy Travers around here, have you?
Tracy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's her buckboard over there by the post office. Picking up a mail, more like it.
Thanks.
You staying in Tucson?
Yeah, it's Travers' house. Why?
Well, this town ain't run like other towns. I run it nice and quiet and peaceful like.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here.
Well, don't make it too long. Word gets out that you're here not wearing a badge, every gunslinger in Arizona will come here looking for you.
Well, don't you worry, Ike. If there's trouble, I'll protect you.
Bill.
Miss Travers.
Clay!
Oh, easy now. Pick on somebody your own size.
Your arm, I forgot. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm not. Care to try again?
Clay, absolutely not. Look, you're an invalid. You're actually a convalescent.
You haven't changed a bit.
Your arm's getting better, isn't it?
Doc says all it needs is a little rest.
Well, now that doesn't sound very convenient. Just wait till Father sees you. He's gonna compare that arm of yours to all the wounds he got to get. You big oaf! Why don't you watch where you're going?
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. You should take better care of your boyfriend.
Well, you deliberately walked right into
That's
him.
all right, Tracy. There's no harm done.
You're, Clay Hollister, right?
That's right.
I owe you something, lawman. I'm gonna pay up now.
Come on, Clay, let's go now.
No, honey. Let's hear what the man has to say.
The rest of my talk comes out of a gun.
Clay's just trying to bait you. He knows that your gun arm is useless.
You're always ready to shoot when you're wearing your badge. How come you're not interested now?
All right, outside.
Clay, no. You've got no right to challenge a handicapped man that way.
That's right, honey. Take good care of him. Big, brave sheriff from Tombstone can't hide behind his badge. He has to hide behind a woman.
Now, this is just what I mean. Nice, quiet, peaceful town. You show up and the dust starts dancing. Go on, get out of here. Well, I'll try to see that it doesn't happen again. Now, who's your nice, quiet, peaceful citizen?
Oh, that's Ed Keel. Willie Keel's brother.
Oh, I see. I bring in Brother Willie, so he decides he wants to settle the score, huh?
Well, he figures that if you hadn't brought him in, Willie probably wouldn't got hung. Can't say as I blame him.
Sheriff, for heaven's sakes. Willie Keel shot down 2 innocent men in cold blood, and he was a killer. What do you mean?
Now, forget about it, Tracy. Come on.
You know the trouble with you, Hollister? You've been getting too much attention in Tombstone. You're getting so you can't get along without it. I think...
Sheriff Downey, I think you talk too much. The latest addition to the Travers family.
Quite a family.
Oh, Father and I have wonderful plans for the ranch, Clay. Just wait till you see what I've done to the house. I completely redecorated the place with my own 2 hands. I painted the walls, I scraped the floors, and I made brand new curtains and slip covers. And I even embroidered a beautiful new lace wagon wheel for the buckboard.
Sounds wonderful. You embroidered a lace what?
Mr. Hollister, your thoughts were 1,000 miles away.
Oh, ma'am, just a couple miles back.
With that big oaf in the post office, I suppose? Now, look, Clay, will you forget about him now? You're not a lawman anymore. You're on a vacation. You've got no badge. You've got no worries. And you just don't have time for troublemakers.
And as long as I'm not wearing that badge, he's going to be campaigning for a showdown.
But you can't accept any challenges. Your right arm is useless.
All right. Now show me the ranch house. Embroidered wagon wheels and all.
Incidentally, you know I expect a complete set of overwhelming compliments about my decorating. Now, you realize that, don't you?
Naturally. You're a woman.
Now, Chris, the living room curtains aren't exactly the color that I wanted.
Tracy.
And the slipcovers could fit a little more tightly.
What about the windows?
Sure. I washed every one of them this morning just for you.
I think you kind of overdid it.
Oh, no. I can't believe it. How could it happen? Clay, why did it happen? You see, I told you they didn't fit.
Honey, where are the ranch hands?
Out with the cattle, I guess they would. Dad? Dad? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Help me get him on the sofa, Tracy.
Clay, I think he's coming around.
The other rooms haven't been touched. I'll take a look around outside.
Tracy?
Right here, Dad. Now, just lie still and you'll be fine.
No. Can't lie still. I gotta get that fella. I gotta get him.
Did you know who he was, Mr. Travers?
Hey. Who's that?
It's Clay Hollister.
Clay? Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh, howdy, Clay, howdy. Hey, Clay, that fella get you too?
Oh, no, sir. I got mine someplace else.
Oh, this is a fine welcome we give our house guest. You know, Clay, Tracy's a much better housekeeper than this as a rule.
You just lie easy. You'll feel better.
I can't lay around on my shoulder blades all day. Come on, Tracy, give me a hand up. Give me.
No.
Well, all right, I'll do it myself. Oh, maybe you're right. I haven't felt this bad since
Gettysburg.
Shiloh. I got hit in the back of the head with a rifle in Shiloh.
Oh, Dad, wasn't it the bayonet wound in the arm?
Then it didn't happen. Yes, I wasn't.
He's feeling much better.
I feel awful.
Sir, can you tell us how it happened?
Well, Clay, I just came in here. I was going to do some bookwork, see, and then this fellow was in here, and he was smashing up the furniture, and he was breaking the windows and tearing the curtains.
What did he look like?
Oh, he's a big man. Big he was, yeah. It looked like he might have been a saddle tramp, maybe renegade. Anyway, it was somebody didn't get around to a wash basin very often. Oh, and he had a kind of a sort of gritty voice, you know. Yeah.
That sounds like your friend, Clay.
Friend. Oh, yeah. He knew Clay all right. He kept saying I'm fixing the place up for Clay Hollister. That dirty coyote. Oh, look what he's done to us, Tracy. All of your work, all of your hard work.
I'll find him, Mr. Travers.
He'll do no such thing.
I didn't hear any. He was smashing and busting things up, and I couldn't do a thing to stop him, not a thing. He just kept laughing at me and then pushing me around. And then I was going to go in there and get my rifle, and well, that's when everything stopped. Just like Gettysburg.
Shiloh, Father.
Mind your manners.
Clay.
If you lend me a horse, I'll be back in a little while.
Oh, you're not going anywhere without me. You've got to help me get Father to the doctor right away.
What are you talking about? I don't need no doctor.
Well, I think you do.
Just talking about it. Just got a little old headache. I never felt better in my life.
Look, I'll ride into town and bring the doctor out here.
Oh, but there's not time for that. Now, no arguments, Father. We've got to get you there right now. Come on, Clay.
Oh, this is a bunch.
Come on.
Anytime you want to settle things, Hollister. Anytime at all.
That's him, Clay. I'd like to take a horsewhip to you, you yellow coward, you.
First things first, old man. Hollister's on the top of the list.
Clay, please don't let him do this to you. Clay, you haven't got a chance with your arm like that.
Don't turn around. Drop the gun. Now!
Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, destroying personal property. That ought to be worth about 5 years. Where's your horse?
Over there.
Move.
You know, I don't need a doctor anymore, honey.
You're still going, Dad.
No. That's the best cure I ever did see. I tell you, I never felt better. Drive easy.
We'll see you at the doctor's office later, Clay.
It won't be long.
You're stepping a little out of bounds, ain't you, Hollister?
I'd like you to arrest this man, Ike.
You take your prisoners in Tombstone. I'll take them here.
Now, look, if you need formal charges, Tracy and her father will sign them.
What charges?
Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, damaging personal property.
He's just trying to put me out of his way, Sheriff.
You scared of him, Clay?
Yeah, I'm scared stiff. Now, you gonna lock him up, or aren't you?
Look, no pipsqueak sheriff in another county's gonna tell me how to run my
I'm not
town.
talking as a lawman now. I'm a private citizen. If you don't do your duty as a sheriff, you're liable for citizen's arrest. And I got your whole nice, quiet town as my witness.
Well, I still need charges. And I need them signed.
Well, if you can write them, I'll sign them. Left-handed.
All right, I reckon you're under arrest. Come on.
Well.
Yeah.
How'd everything go?
Fine. Never felt better in my life.
Our doctor said it was just a bad bruise, nothing more.
Yeah. There's a smart young fella in there. Huh? Oh, yeah, Clay, he used to be an army doctor. Yeah. Yep, he fought at the Battle of Shiloh, too.
Oh? He remember you?
No. No, he, of course, I did most of my fighting around Gettysburg.
Clay, did you get Keel locked up?
Ah, yeah, much against Downey's better judgment. He wants you folks to drop down there and sign some papers.
We'll do it, but you know, I still say you should have gunned him down when you had the chance to be...
I'm on vacation.
Well, but...
That's right, and look, while we're here, why don't you have the doctor take a look at your arm?
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, there's somebody in there now, but when he comes out, we'll go in.
All right, honey.
Good.
Might speed things up.
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, sit down here. It'll only be a short wait.
Well? Hollister giving you a hard time, huh?
Not near what I'm going to give him.
I don't know. You're dealing with a pretty big man. Built up quite a reputation in the territory. You don't seem right, though. First your brother, now you.
Well, you're helping him. You did what he told you. You locked me up.
Had to. Formal charges. I got other ideas about taking orders from the sheriff of Tombstone.
What do you mean?
I mean, I may be able to let you out of here if we can reach an agreement.
What kind of an agreement?
Well, Hollister ain't the law here in Tucson. I am. I like the town nice and quiet. If anyone has something they want to settle, I want them to settle it fast. Then I want them out of town.
You got an agreement.
For your information, I'm always within the law. I got you a lawyer. Here's your gun. Wouldn't want to send you out on the street without one, the way he feels about you. Besides, a man's got a right to protect himself. Oh, your horse is out back. I didn't have time to unsaddle him.
Clay. Just take a look out there.
Clay, you just stay right in here. He'll get tired of waiting outside.
You want to bet?
Clay. Clay, give me one of your guns. Go on, give it to me. I haven't had a gun in my hand since Shiloh.
Gettysburg?
No, Shiloh. That's where the real fighting was. Give me...
What are you doing?
I'm getting cured.
Oh, Clay, please don't. You're in no condition. You're in no condition to go out there like that, Clay.
Well, you can't even wiggle a trigger finger. You couldn't...
Well, the muscle's just a little bit bruised.
Oh.
Bruised? It's in shreds.
Look at that. Go on, let's see you wiggle that trigger finger. Go on.
I'll wiggle it for Mr. Keel.
Clay.
Take real good care of your prisoners, Sheriff.
His lawyer showed up with a writ of habeas corpus. I had to release him.
Really? Got that writ mighty quick. The courthouse isn't even open yet.
Well, it isn't exactly a writ. It's an application for one.
You let him go without a judge's signature?
Time-saving device, you understand. In the interest of justice.
Sure.
Thought you had a bad arm.
Did you?
You just came from Doc Wells' office, didn't you? He fixed that arm up. Keel!
You want to see me about anything? Well, there's a funny thing. I could have sworn that you wanted me for something.
No, Hollister. I don't want to see you about anything.
Clay, look out! Clay, I was so scared.
Yeah, honey. So was I. We better go see if that doctor's busy. Could use a new bandage.
Yeah. Sheriff! Just a minute. I want to talk to you. You know, I'm bringing charges against you, Downey, for neglect of duty and for conspiracy and for aiding and abetting and for anything else I can think of. You have been an accessory to his crimes. You've been a helping Keel with both hands.
Boy, that father of yours. He must have been a real wildcat at Gettysburg. Or was it Shiloh?
Oh, deep down inside, I think he would prefer Tombstone. So would I.
Harris, welcome back. Thanks. Arm any better?
Oh, about the same.
Well, then why didn't you stay away longer? Don't you ever think of your health?
Yeah, that's why I'm back on the job. I will never take another vacation if it kills me, and this one almost did.
Well, I guess some people just never learn to relax.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
The morning of May 1, 1883, 10 miles from Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The hunter and the hunted.
Sign there says Jeb Collins Ranch. That's you?
Sign says keep out. Who shot you?
Nobody. I was cleaning my gun and it went off.
Yeah, I'll bet. What do you want?
Water for me and my horse.
There's the well. Take it and get out.
What if you mind giving me a hand?
Haul your own water.
Look, don't let the bad shoulder throw you. Come on over here. And now start hauling.
You want me to feed it to you, Jackson? Oh, yeah, I know who you are. But you know what? You don't scare me. Not a bit.
Unbuckle your gun belt. Now put it down over there. Now take that water over the horse. You know, I could have killed you, old man. I guess I owe you something for the water.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. May 1, 1883, morning. A way station south of Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Bill?
Yeah, right over here.
you need, Clay? Food, drink, or information?
What happened to you?
A scorpion hit me. Yeah, it takes quite a while for that to get out of your blood.
I need a horse, fast. Mine threw a shoe about a mile back.
Well, take that bay with a star on it, hitched up to a corral. You traveling far?
Toward the border.
By yourself?
No, my deputy's bringing a posse a few miles back.
Posse?
Yeah, Leif Jackson and his boys.
Yeah, after you drop down to the desert, there's a lot of open country between here and the Guadalupes. A lone rider's an easy target.
So was that bank teller in Tombstone.
What happened to him?
He's dead.
Dead? Well, Jackson's tricky. Real tricky.
He's not against shooting a man in the back. That's what you call tricky. You tell the posse.
I'll tell him.
Been a real big scorpion.
Hold your fire! Right out, or I'll put a bullet between your eyes. This is the sheriff. What sheriff? Hollister, Tombstone.
Huh? Well, stand up so as I can see your star. Come on.
You shoot at everybody that comes riding up here?
There's a sign that says keep out.
There's also a law against killing people. Those weren't warning shots.
No, I thought it was somebody else.
Who?
Jackson. Leif Jackson. I thought he'd come back.
When did he leave?
About an hour ago, maybe more.
What direction?
I don't know. He clobbered me before taking off. But you'll catch him.
Well, what makes you so sure?
He's wounded. Bad. His right shoulder's all shot up.
All right. There should be a posse in here pretty quick. You tell them to follow me, but take it easy with the gunplay, huh? You got any objections if I water my horse and fill my canteen? He might be headed for the desert.
No. No objections.
May 1, 1883. Sheriff Clay Hollister rode into the forbidding desert between Tombstone and Mexico in pursuit of Leif Jackson, notorious killer.
There's the law. Throw away the gun, come out with your hands up. I'm taking you in. Alive or dead, make up your mind. You got just 1 minute to decide. "30 seconds. "5 seconds. All right, hold your fire, Sheriff. I'm coming out. Throw away the gun.
I've seen some unnecessary killing in my time, but that tops them all.
Well, I'm sorry, Sheriff, but I figured it was necessary.
You've just given me another reason to get you back to Tombstone.
You know, Tombstone's about 20 miles from here, Sheriff. It's an awful long walk.
Your blisters will match mine. And from the look of you, I'm in better shape to walk it than you are.
Now, don't be too sure, lawman. You know, that money bag's going to save me from making that trip.
Oh, is that why you killed the horses? Give your boys a chance to catch up with you?
Yep. When they get here, you're going to have a lot more trouble, just them few blisters.
The afternoon of May 1, 1883. Clay Hollister had succeeded in taking Leif Jackson prisoner, but the desert was still his enemy.
Take a break. Don't stop on my account. Even the Army gives a man 10 minutes every hour.
Not much less to carry.
Let's take a look at that shoulder.
Leave it alone. Hey, bleeding pretty bad. Well, let it bleed. There's lots more where that come from.
It should be bandaged.
Look, don't do me no favors, Sheriff.
I'm not. See, I need you on your feet if I'm going to get back to Tombstone.
Take your shirt off. Here's one. Easy, easy.
All right, hold it.
Sit up.
What's the point of all this?
I want to keep you healthy till you hang.
I'm gonna tell you something you ain't gonna believe, Hollister. I never killed a man in my whole life.
I suppose that bank clerk died of old age?
He would have if I had my way. You see, I'm a hold-up man by profession. I'm no killer.
You call what you do a profession?
Yeah. And I'm good at it, too.
So good that you're my prisoner.
Well, that's only temporary. That'll change. As soon as my boys come by, you'll find out which one of the gang is the real killer. Even though I do get all the credit.
Well, thanks. I'll keep my eyes open. Looking right at you.
You do that.
Yeah.
Well, I've been expecting you boys.
Who told you we were coming?
The sheriff.
How long ago?
About an hour ago. You're a mighty small posse.
Who said anything about a posse?
Oh. Well.
What do you want from me?
What'd the sheriff want here?
Water.
What else?
Nothing. Nothing else.
We asked you a question, mister.
Well, I answered.
But we don't like the answer.
It's like I told you. He asked for water. That's all.
Jackson was here, wasn't he?
No.
You told the sheriff about him.
No, I didn't.
Now you just can't wait to tell the posse about us, can you?
No, I mind my own business. I don't care about Jackson or the sheriff or the posse.
Welch.
No, look, it's like I've been telling you. No, wait, boys. It ain't none of my business. I didn't have nothing to do with it, boys. Now, wait. I didn't. Please. Now, wait. Please.
Well, now I'm in the mood to get me a sheriff.
I knew something would go wrong. The rest of you wouldn't listen.
What are you talking about?
The money. Jackson's got it all, every cent. We should have split it up back there.
Well, we're going to split it with a posse breathing down our necks. We had to separate meat later.
Maybe Leif will show up with the money. That is, if he isn't on his way to Mexico with it.
There's one thing, Cushman. If he has run out and is on his way to Mexico, I take care of him, understand?
Yeah.
I don't understand you, Hollister.
Why?
You got the money. You could go off and leave me, and maybe you'll make it back to Tombstone alive.
I'll make it back, and you'll be with me.
Duty, huh? It really means that much to you, huh? Bring me back. Even if it costs your own life, huh?
You think about it on the way in. Not here. Come on. Yeah.
Lucky. Looks like we got Jackson and the sheriff.
Circle around behind him. We'll cover you from here.
All right.
The odds are against you, Hollister.
Odds are against you from the day that you become a sheriff.
They don't think you got a chance either.
Drop it, Hollister. And your gun belt.
Okay, boys.
Looks like you got hit, huh, Jackson?
Yeah.
Give me the satchel. Come on, toss it over. Now, you call it.
Kill him. Jackson, too.
Me?
You'd never make it with that bad shoulder. This way it'll look like you and the sheriff killed each other, if they ever find you. All right, Welch.
It'd be a pleasure.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. That's a laugh.
You got witnesses.
Witnesses? Buzzards?
Posse.
Don't.
Now it's my turn to ask. Why?
Rather than to be killed, I'd rather be tried for being a robber. That is my profession.
I believe you. Now it's up to the jury.
Well, it looks like our walking days are over. You come through it all right, Clay? Yeah, now that I see these horses. You know, a man could die out here and never get found.
You don't know how lucky you are.
Lucky?
We only rode this way because we were attracted by those vultures up there.
That's what I was counting on.
What do you mean?
Jackson, I've been walking you in a circle. When you shot those horses, you set up a kind of a desert telegraph. I'm sure glad you got the message.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.